Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy LaRon. I'm back with another video. You see the title, you see the thumbnail, so let's get straight into it. So, they are saying that this Andrew Kofi, the fourth case, is the same thing, or the black version, you will, of the Kyle Rittenhouse case. First of all, these two cases are totally different. I think people just want to use this as an argument. If Kyle Rittenhouse was black, what would be the outcome, right? And I think that we can't duplicate the whole scenario of Kyle Rittenhouse being black. That's just impossible to duplicate. So to me, it is a crazy argument to have, but I know people want to say that and say, hey man, if he was black, this would have happened. We don't know that. We really don't know. But I want to talk about this Andrew Kofi case because it does prove another point that I've been saying. I've been saying that the media only put out certain cases to get us riled up and mad. So this Andrew Kofi case, or Andrew Kofi, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right or not, but this case is the original Breonna Taylor case. And what I mean by that is this. The cops did a botched raid, right? They did a botched raid. He shot at the cops. I think he actually hit one of the cops. Then the cops fired shots back and killing his girlfriend, Alteria Woods, 21-year-old girlfriend, Alteria Woods. So this is the original Breonna Taylor case. This happened 3 years prior to Breonna Taylor case. But we treating Alteria Woods like Claudette Colvin. So you know who Claudette Colvin is? She was the first black woman to give up a seat. She didn't have that image that they wanted to use. So Rosa Parks was that image. So, you know, Rosa Parks was tired and she didn't give up a seat because she worked a long, hard day. Claudette Colvin was a 15-year-old black girl that was pregnant and she didn't want to give up her seat. And this happened before Rosa Parks. But Rosa Parks is the one that got the fame for not giving her a seat, not Claudette Colvin. And the same thing, Breonna Taylor case got more publicized than the Alteria Woods situation because Alteria Woods' boyfriend was a convicted felon and he shot at police. You know what I'm saying? So, and she got shot in the middle of the crossfire, similar to Breonna Taylor case, even though her boyfriend wasn't a convicted felon, he was just a law-abiding citizen shooting at somebody coming to his house, same thing as this guy did. So that's why the cases are similar to Breonna Taylor's situation than it is to Kyle Rittenhouse. But people now want to say this is the Kyle Rittenhouse case if Kyle Rittenhouse was black. And the reason why they want to say it because Andrew Kofi got out no charges. I think he does have a gun charge because he was a convicted felon with a gun. So I'm gonna play the news clip, Andrew Kofi and everything, him getting off. So let's get that going right now.
A Treasure Coast man accused and charged with shooting at deputies during an early morning drug raid in his home back in 2017 was found not guilty of murder and attempted murder, but was found guilty of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. After a trial spanning multiple weeks, the jury reached their verdicts this afternoon in the trial of Andrew Kofi IV. Our Steve King joins us from Indian River County with reaction from both sides.
Andrew Kofi's family and friends looked relieved when they found out he was not going to be spending the rest of his life in prison, but they looked shocked when they found out he could serve up to 30 years in prison after being convicted of possession of a firearm by a felon.
We, the jury, find Andrew Jeff Kofi IV as to count 4, attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer, Pat White, not guilty.
Kofi was also found not guilty of killing his girlfriend, Alteria Woods, who was killed in the crossfire after police say Kofi shot at Indian River County Sheriff's deputies during an early morning drug raid in 2017. Kofi's defense attorneys reacting to the verdict.
I'm exceptionally happy with the jury's verdict, and they applied the law properly, and they came back with verdicts that were just, that he was in a self-defense mode, that he was protecting himself, and that he did not know that these were officers outside. So I think he's vindicated from that standpoint.
No matter what, he's never going to recover his girlfriend, and that's an emotional punishment that he will suffer the rest of his life.
The sheriff says in part, quote, "It's disappointing that this jury did not see that the tragic death of Alteria Woods occurred as a direct result of the actions of Andrew Kofi IV. Our hearts go out to the Woods family as they still suffer from a loss of their daughter, but we stand by our statement that she would still be here had Kofi simply complied with law enforcement."
Guilty of the possession of a firearm by a convicted felon as charged in the indictment.
But Kofi could serve up to 30 years for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Kofi's sentencing is set for January. Reporting in Vero Beach, Steve King, WPBF 25 News.
So yeah, man, there you have it. So they just saying that somebody who was doing self-defense, shot at the other people, and the people they shot at, he got off for self-defense basically. So that's why people probably comparing this to Kyle Rittenhouse. But like I said, this is more of on the Breonna Taylor case than Kyle Rittenhouse case, in my opinion. And also too, man, let's be mindful of the company we keep, yo. Like, there's too many stories and scenarios, especially with women. I could say black women, but I know women of all races go through this. They fall in love with these dudes that are doing no good, and they get caught up in some nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, it's not just women. It's also like friends and stuff like that, right? So it could be somebody who's a close friend of somebody's, and you know, you probably went to school with him, and now he probably like need a ride, but he got a gun on him. They got a body, get pulled over. They say, "Who gun is this?" He ain't trying to say it's his gun. It's like, yo, let's keep mindful of the company we keep, because clearly, if she wasn't dating this dude, she wouldn't be in that situation. If Breonna Taylor wasn't dating the dude that they came after, she wouldn't be in that situation. You know what I'm saying? All these people wouldn't be in this situation. And like I said, to me, this proved my point of how certain cases get out there. Alteria Woods, her boyfriend, was already a convicted felon. So people already you could poke holes in this story and be like, you know what? Damn, you can see what's wrong with the story before it comes out and before it becomes a big deal. But the Breonna Taylor case, they took away little things, so you'd be like, oh wow, you know, she's a victim. They both victims actually, but it's just unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate that that's how this happened, man. And this also still fit under that same profile regime. This happened in 2017, you know, with the racist Trump regime. So like, all right, Trump is the racist president. He's backing all this stuff and yada yada yada. This is during Trump presidency, but this did not get the publicity of Breonna Taylor. Damn near the same scenario, play by play. No knock warrant, coming in, boyfriend shooting at the cops shoot back inside, kill the girlfriend. Same exact story. But it's just really crazy that the cops try to charge Coffee with the murder. That's the difference. They try to charge him with the murder. So now the family of Alteria Woods has nobody being accounted for her murder. Nobody, because the cops went back to work, and this guy, who the cops wanted to charge for the murder, walked away from the murder charges. So nobody's getting charged for murder. What y'all think about this, man? Y'all think that this is the black Kyle Rittenhouse case? I don't think so. I think people who want to put a notice out there, or I guess a story out there that this is a black Kyle Rittenhouse case, they want to use this as an example. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all. It's not even close. It's apples and oranges. You know what I'm saying? You can't compare the two. Two different genres of fruit, right? Two different things. It's like comparing grapes to kiwis. You can't compare the two. A rose to a MacBook. There we go. That's like comparing a rose to a MacBook. That's what this case is right here. These two cases. Not comparable at all. Stop throwing stupid narratives out there. It's not comparable. But that's my thoughts on it, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate your time. If you got this far, put not comparable in the comments. All right, man. Till next time. Peace.